Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the future of American cinema. I am a huge movie fan. I go to the movies, 2, 3 times a month at least, and I'm incredibly invested in the future of American cinema. And so where are we right now in American cinema? Where are we with the American big screen? Just so you're aware, there's about 5,000 theaters across the United States of America functioning that are showing stuff every week that you would recognize as a theater. It's about 5,000 of them, and where we're at right now is we're hoping to return to where we were. So right now we get a couple of $1 billion films every year, but it is very difficult for any studio in the world to even generate a single billion dollar films, and projects that should easily make $1 billion are failing. We just saw 3 of these. The Thunderbolts should have been an easy. The new Avengers should have been an easy $1 billion film. Superman, easy $1 billion film. Fantastic Four, easy $1 billion film. In fact, at our peak, what we were doing was we were trying to beat the $3 billion mark with one film. Now the entire industry is trying to reach $1 billion with any film, and almost always failing. In 2025, the only $1 billion film that exists is Lilo and Stitch, the live action reboot, right? And this is what everybody's complaining about. They don't want sequels. They don't want, rehashes. This isn't even a sequel. It's just the same movie in live action as the animated. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm really glad it did as well as it did. But most people are frustrated with this kind of thing. So what I want to talk about today is every now and then there are movie ideas that come along where you're like, oh my gosh, this could do it. This could return us to, this could be the first $3 billion film ever. Now, what is that? Well, the studio that owns the rights to the Bodyguard is now, there's some signs that the Bodyguard is being rebooted. So what is the Bodyguard? In case you don't know, that's totally okay. It was a huge commercial hit in 1992, starring Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston, and it had a really very obvious, very incredibly commercial idea that it was an incredibly commercial idea that they had, and so it was an actual real singer starring in the movie, singing songs at stadiums that they were going to all over the world on tour while they were being guarded by their bodyguard. And it was Whitney Houston, and she was a huge star at the time. She was beautiful. Her voice was like an angel, and it was perfect, right? And they paired her with Kevin Costner, who was, a leading man archetype right at the height of his power. And in 1992, this thing was an absolute gangbuster hit. Okay, now they're thinking about remaking this movie, and they want to make it with, and there are people who are saying this is all rumors at this point. There's no confirmation yet, but the reason why there's interest in this, and this was openly discussed by Richard Osman and Marina Hyde on That's Entertainment. They have a great podcast. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. And they said that there's rumors right now that they want to cast Taylor Swift, which is a no-brainer, right? She recently broke records for the #1 concert movie ever to go to the big screen. It was last year, did extremely well, and she's about to probably have a 25, 50, maybe even a $75 million weekend coming up for a big screen project that links with one of her albums, right? So this would be an absolute no-brainer, and would be as successful. It will almost certainly make $1 billion if it's executed well. And it's possible this could return us to the chase, right, of people coming out to the movies again and again and again to see a movie the way they did Titanic, and a movie that just everybody's happy to see and everybody's rooting for it to succeed. So what I want to do right now is I want to cast the male lead. All right. So one, I think I'm sure that they're trying to get Taylor Swift to agree, right? And she probably has these questions: Who's going to direct, right? How much money are you going to invest, right? Because like if they want to do this for 100 million, that's not going to work, right? It's going to need like 250 million. Maybe this will be one of the biggest budgets ever, like a $500 million movie, because you're going to get $1 billion back. Like I do think this is a lock at $1 billion. So she has questions, but let's talk about who should be the male lead. All right, so to me, extremely obvious. He's a little young, I think, but for this film, but I think Timothee Chalamet, you cannot count him out, right? He's been crushing it in Dune. He crushed it in Willy Wonka. He is on a commercial success train, and I think, and if you put him in, this is a no-brainer. Like Timothee Chalamet with Taylor Swift, people are going to go watch that. Yeah, people are definitely going to go watch that. There's no two ways about it. And that could be a $3 billion movie. The next one is David Jonsson. And David Jonsson was in Alien Romulus. He played a hybrid. He played like a synth, which is like a human robot, right? He may have played a cyborg. They kind of use those intertwined. But he played a robot in Alien Romulus, and everybody walked away from that going, "This guy's huge. He's the best thing in this." He was also just in The Long Walk, and he did a phenomenal performance there. He's in the right shape for this kind of role. He's at the right age for this kind of role. He's 32. Taylor Swift is 35. This pairs perfectly, right? This is a good fit. The last one is Will Poulter. So I think Will Poulter would be excellent for this role. He was recently in The Bear. He played Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy. And he kind of started his career with We're the Millers many years ago. But I think, he's perfect, right? So that's who I would cast in this film. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.